happen for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Modify Your Life podcast, where we talk about modifying your life mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. And once again, on the ones and twos, I got my most favorite, well-known co-host, Modified Frankie from the block, aka Little Chucky, aka Bot Not Built.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, girl?
Pumpkin spice latte too.
I like that. I actually, the first form, the level 1 pumpkin spice latte is fire.
I miss it. We need to order another one. We just finished it like 2 days ago.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So what are we gonna talk about today?
This is my third podcast shooting in a row. I feel like I'm Joe Rogan right now. I think we wanted to do like a life update because obviously we stepped off stage. Mm-hmm. That was a pretty hectic couple of months of our life.
Couple.
Yeah, it was a 9.
Several.
It was a 7. Yeah, I think
Several.
locked in several.
Yeah.
Months.
Yeah, couples 2, few is 3. It was several.
Couples, thruple. How was it? Like, how was our relationship? Were you gonna break up in the last 7 months? I feel like, okay, so before you answer, let me cut you off and say this. I give myself at the full 7 months.
The last 7?
The last 7 months, at a scale of 1 to 10 being the best boyfriend, person, human being I could be, and 1 being the worst, I'm giving myself a solid 7.5.
Okay.
You'll take that?
No.
Then why'd you say okay?
I said okay. I respect your thought process.
Well, okay, what do you give me?
I feel like the last month and a half, I give you like a 8.5, 9, considering. But
I get a higher rating the closer to the show?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
okay,
you
that
check
means
yourself.
That means God was working on me.
It was a full-time job for him. But like 4 months ago, I was in shambles.
Yeah?
There was like a little thought, okay, so I didn't want to break up with you. But like I was getting there where I'm just like, I'm fucking fed up.
Is he worth it, really?
But I'm like, okay, so if I decide this, not that I did, but I'm like, I have to see it through though. I'll break up with him after a show.
Okay, I don't think I was that bad. Like
you were.
I feel that like I wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I feel like I wasn't. I feel like you're hyping it up for the podcast.
Honey, no.
7.5.
I had to hide food scale from you. I had to hide the actual like weight scale from you a lot of times. The body dysmorphia was crazy. I had to make sure I had all your pump covers washed at all times because you had a specific one you had to wear, and it was like a random one every time. It was never the same.
It was never the same one because I didn't like the way it looked in sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, like the body dysmorphia was crazy. I've looked the best I've ever looked. My face is small right now. I have a 4-pack. But yeah, it was just insane. But like, you know what it is though? It's like, how we promote weight loss, right?
Yeah.
And how we work with our clients.
Yep.
And I was going against everything that I believed in weight loss wise, because obviously I had a different goal than most people, or than people did on my program and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was definitely like a mind game for sure. Like it was very difficult. I still give myself a 7.5, but I'm talking about like as a whole 9 months. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like, I got a little snippy for sure, but I did start to check myself because, well, what I thought is like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. Even though I didn't want to smile all the time.
But someone better not fucking bring up food at all.
No, don't bring up food. Well, we've always had the argument though. We have always had the argument. Ever since we started losing weight, you generally love food, right? You're my little torta.
Little tanky tank.
A little tank, right?
Yeah.
So we've always had this argument, like, and not an argument. When I say argument, I'm not talking about argument.
You fucking did. That just hit.
You just got that right now?
No, I got it, but it just
You're
hit.
full Mexican. I'm mixed, and you just got the Spanish. That's
insane. You shouldn't
insane.
call me like fucking busted can of biscuits or something.
Woohoo.
Anyway.
No. We've always had, okay, so this is where like me and Francine will always never see eye to eye. She generally loves food, right? And will want it foodie for sure. Like out of a scale of 1 to 10, she is a 10. In my life right now, I'm like a 2 of foodie. I could go months without having any type of fast food or anything new, which is new discipline I built, obviously, minus the 8 Oreos I just had today. But we ain't talking about that. I digress. So you know what I mean? But we would go somewhere and you would just like always point out all these restaurants that I could not have. But you were doing that before, like, do you make sense?
From
like,
the jump, yeah.
From the jumps, like, but that's something like we'll never see eye to eye, and like that's totally fine because at the end of the day, like you love food and you enjoy it. You're
But
tracking
I have
your
Big
food.
John for food now.
Oh my gosh, you guys little them and Mathichis, bro. I swear, you guys watching you guys talk about food disgusts me.
Why?
You guys will just
vibe
be
out.
so happy vibing about food. Like it is just he's literally like your sister.
And then we like break it down to like the texture of the food and the smell of the food.
Look how happy she got right now. You hear the voice change and everything. How she got all nice and lovey. She's like,
Yeah.
But I'm happy you're tracking your food though. But yeah, we'll never see eye to eye. But you know, with me, like I just feel like it's just been like food's just been too much. Like even when I was on prep, it's like I gotta set my alarm went off. I have to eat. I got it. Like now it's just like I eat when I'm hungry. Not because I'm bulking, not because I'm cutting, not because I'm leaning out, not because I got a blah blah blah. I eat when I'm hungry, like a normal human being. Eats when they're hungry.
I'm always going to be a foodie, but I'm getting there because now I've noticed that I don't snack out of boredom, and that was always my go-to.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Snacking
now
when you're
I'm
bored.
also afraid
Which
of
a lot of
food.
people struggle. Well, why would you be afraid of food though?
Well,
You track your food now. You should never be, especially with tracking your food, you shouldn't be scared of it.
because...
Or is it because you're trying to get ready
No,
for this
'cause-
wedding?
Yes, but now I give a fuck about my goals. Like I
wow,
genuinely
yeah.
give a fuck.
Yeah, well, yeah. It is like a, you know, it shouldn't be something like you should say you're scared.
I agree.
I think it should be something that it's like you're more in touch with the amount of calories that or empty calories we eat. Like even today, you said like I'm already at 1,400 calories because we've been snacking all day. Like that's what I said. It's probably best that I stay on prep, some type of like structure in my eating because then like we go balls to the wall, right?
Yeah, because as soon as you're like, do you want to go to Becca's for lunch real quick? I was like, what?
You're like, yeah, you haven't heard me say that since we moved here.
I know.
There's literally a restaurant where we live is
And
an
it's fire.
amazing place. It's a fire restaurant. I love this community, this place. And there's a restaurant literally under the gym that everyone sees me post doing my cardio. And so today we're chilling. I was like, you know what? I want a Caesar salad. I looked at her like, hey, you want to go to lunch? She's like, yeah. You're probably thinking sushi.
I was like, what?
And I was like, let's go to Becca's, and then we went. But also, I do like the structure. So I did build my own meal plan. I did my own macros. I put myself in. I'm not a deficit right now. I'm like more of a closer to a maintenance. And I built a new meal plan, and Frankie wrote on the refrigerator, and we got all the food stuff because I do like the structure, and I feel like that's what a lot of people do is that we hop on something, we do something, and we become a little successful, right? Like me stepping on stage made me feel successful, and then like I don't want to throw away all the hard work I did because. Like, I like the way I look. Like, look at me. Like, I like it. I like the way I look. So I don't want to get rid of that discipline that was built, But I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate you for putting up with. I know it wasn't easy because I'm already not an easy person to put up with when it comes into like, no, not attitude, but
No, you're just overall, no matter what new fucking tip we're
careful
on.
what you say. I pay your bills.
I don't care. You're still going to do it. You're always too fucking much, but you're also tenfold worth it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm worth it for sure.
But most times I'm
Listen,
just like,
man,
what the
know
fuck?
your worth, man, out there. Know your worth, okay?
Whoop that trick.
No, hey, chill, feminist. But yeah, so no, I know it's been a lot, but I really feel like we finally could breathe. Like I feel that even though we've only been at home for a couple of days and we're about to leave literally for 18 days.
We've been home 2 days.
We've been home 2 days and we're about to leave again for 18 days. I feel like now we live in Vegas. Like now I could go out and network and shake hands and meet some people and be okay with stepping outside because we still track our food. Everything's still the same. And just now I'm not, eating at a certain time, cardio 2 times a day, 3 times a day at one point. So it feels really cool. I'm glad we made it. I have no regrets. Even though it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done and probably ever will do, I have no regrets because I feel like 9 months of that discipline, I feel like it's embedded in me now. I have to keep going at it and taking action towards keeping it in my life, but I feel like it's embedded in me now. Like even when I didn't have structure the first day coming back, I felt weird, right?
I still feel weird right now.
It feels like it's hard to explain, but like I feel like I'm actually an adult now.
To me, it's like, okay, we were
I could do
locked in a room and now the door's open, but I'm like, do I want to go?
Do I want to go out? No, I don't. Don't go. What did they say? Don't go on the other side, Simba.
Yeah.
But anyways, talking about that, being the thinnest, the leanest I've ever been, the most vascular, the most muscular, the best looking man you've ever dated.
With the spray tan?
With the spray tan right now. That I need to get a touch up on. I had my first conversation with I was saying weight loss doctor, with a skin surgeon, skin removal surgeon.
That was sick.
That was cool. So I talked about it last podcast, I think, when I'm bringing it up real quick. I don't mind losing. I don't like it though. And when I lost, I felt that it was from loose skin. And I was like, oh yeah, Francine's gonna get skin removal surgery first. I was like, nope, I'm next. But you brought that up. Yeah. And once you go to break that down, why you brought it up, because it's very logical. But it's also, a lot of people probably struggle with this. Something we've been struggling with since 2018. So now with saying struggling with 2018, we knew what the problem was. But at the same time, we had a lot to work on before we even could really see what the problem is. Now we're actually trying to see what the problem is.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Okay.
Break it down.
So you had made the decision for me to get my skin removal surgery first, just so I wouldn't get FOMO and I wouldn't
Yeah, she'd have been jealous if I got it first.
A little jealous,
because I'm a
but
baddie
I'd
with
be
a
excited
fatty.
for you. Anyway.
I got a donkey.
Then actually a few days before we left to Texas, we had a conversation because you're like, baby, I'm ready for you to get pregnant. Obviously, we have been trying for 6 years already.
6 years? That's insane.
But we've never tried help. Just try.
Because the doctor said you're good to go, so it might be me. All those years of being a stupid kid getting kicked in the nards.
Well, they said the oven is in working condition. And he said my cervix was pretty.
Glad you have a pretty cervix.
Yeah. But he said it could
we get a picture and frame it.
I'm down. But he said that the only thing he couldn't check that day, because I was flying back, because I went to a specialist in Mexico. He said to have my fallopian tubes checked to make sure, to double check that I don't have a blockage. But he said if either one is blocked, it's an easy procedure to fix.
It's just painful, right?
A little bit, but he suggested that you get tested first because yours is non-invasive.
Oh, okay.
But we have been putting it off, we've wanted to.
It's been I can't believe it's been that long since we've been trying to have a kid, but at the same time, obviously 2018 we weren't ready. I was over 600
we
pounds.
Had no
you were
business.
300 pounds. Yeah, we were not. That would have probably been a very scary and what's the word they use? Pregnancy.
Dangerous, high risk
pregnancy, and I don't want to lose you or the baby. So it wasn't ready at the time, and I'm not sitting here trying to preach a word and tell you to believe in who I believe in, nothing like that. But I'm just speaking on who I am and who I believe in, and I'm a believer, and I just feel like when it's ready, God will allow it to happen. But at the same time, there are steps we could take to see what's going on, and that's what led into the decision of me getting my skin removal surgery first. If you didn't know, I have a lot of loose skin. Some of you might not know that. Some might just be listening to this audio, but who is this guy? He's just a nice voice. I like this guy. This guy's cool. Want to listen to this guy. But have a lot of loose skin. And I think it's time to move to the next chapter to not only myself, but the Heavily Modified brand and complete this transformation and rebuild again, because it's going to be a year of not lifting. So now I'm in the looks for a surgeon. It's going to be about 3 surgeries. It's going to be about roughly around $40,000 to $50,000, which is a very big investment. That is a Honda Civic. But at the same time, I think I've never had a normal body.
Me either.
Ever.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself to me, girl. We're talking about me right now, all right? Jeez, chill. Let me have my time to shine. Jeez.
Okay.
But I've never had a normal body. So I grew up, I was always the biggest one in the school, right? And then I was always the biggest one in elementary, high school, right? And then I got over 600 pounds. Then I'd go and, lose weight, and now I have a whole bunch of loose skin. So I've never had a perfect body. So I'm very curious to know how it's going to be, because I've never looked in the mirror and been 100% happy. I was either overweight or I have a whole bunch of skin. Now, I'm very prideful and thankful that I earned this loose skin that I have on my body. But at the same time, it's a very big insecurity. And I share that because I don't want people to think that it's not an insecurity. I'm some robot that walks around I don't care. It does bother me. I don't go to pool parties in Vegas with my shirt off and
But it
stuff
doesn't
like
hold you
that.
back from living.
No, 100%. Don't get rashes. None of that stuff. It's not
Hygiene's
painful.
on point.
Hygiene's on point. Like none of that stuff. But I'm talking about like I still know that at the end of the day, if no matter how confident and comfortable I am, if I were to go walk around shirtless, people are gonna stare because we're humans, and that's totally fine. But I don't want to share my story to 9 people at a random ass pool party, right? And that's just not what I want to do. I know it looks different, and so I'm well aware of that. And I know you hate to say like that, don't say it looks ugly, but I know it doesn't look the best. It is not aesthetically pleasing. But at the same time, I know where you're coming from. You don't like me talking negative.
No,
but
you can't tell me to view you with different eyes.
No, I'm not expecting you to view it. I'm just saying how I look at it. It's different, right? And I'm totally fine with that. But I am very excited to kind of document my whole entire journey, which I've done. But now on to this next phase where we're going to get into skin removal surgery, and we're going to see how much extra skin I'm actually holding. Maybe I should they're going to want me to get down to 250, right? So I could come out looking my best or whatever it is.
I think you have like 40 pounds of skin.
I hope so. If I have 40 pounds of skin, I got on the scale at 258, so that would be 208. Is that 208? Did I just goof right now? I don't know. Did I mess up?
Yeah, by 10 pounds.
Damn.
We'll take that on that one.
I just been taking L's all week. I took Al on the stage.
Fuck
Al on a contract.
Don't bring up the show because I will pop off and we'll get canceled.
She's mad. It's all right. You know what?
It's not all right.
No. It is all right.
It's not.
No, it is. It's all right.
No.
Listen, it is all right.
Nope.
Because at the end of the day, there's only time you're going to take a L is if you don't take a lesson from it. I took a lesson from it. No, even though we didn't like it. Look, if I found positive in learning situation in the death of my grandpa, we could find a positive situation in this. Think about this, and this is how I look at it, right? Because I'm not trying to change your mind, but I would like to show you another version of it. Is that think of you were there when over 50 people throughout the whole weekend came up to me, took pictures of me, shook my hand, say I'm the reason why they're on stage. Mm-hmm. They've been following me and getting motivation to work on themselves. Like, bro, we've already won. Like that, our brand is already won.
And you had the crowd.
And the crowd went crazy when I showed the abs. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it does suck. It's a punch to the gut, to the ego. But at the same time, even winners lose sometimes. And we're going to come back even stronger, bigger, better, leaner. So we're good with no skin. So we'll go back and we'll catch a dub. Promise. Round 2 of prep.
I'll stay quiet on that one.
Frenzy don't want to pop off. So
I
I appreciate that. But we'll get back into the kid having.
Yeah.
So how does that?
Wait, we talked about this like a week or 2 ago. And then we're like, I said, okay, holidays are coming. We have the show. We have this. We have that. Why don't we do it January? And then you're like, okay. And I'm like, okay, I'll book all the appointment with the specialist, blah, blah, to see if we need IVF or whatever it is.
Surgery.
But then I thought, well, I don't want to get plastic surgery and then also try to get pregnant, because if I get surgery and then I have a baby, then I need another round of surgery, and I'm just putting my body through trauma just because I'm trying to speed up the process. So I was like, why am I going to hold you back from getting your surgeries
When you get yours,
when you could just get yours
done.
first, and either way you're going to hook me up.
Yeah, no, you're set. Especially with the doctor I go to, I'll make sure that they know that you're 2-for-1 package too. You put in a lot of work. I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
I do want to kind of get on to a little more of a subject, because I feel like we could tap in a little bit more. I know we're on a time crunch, right? We have one other podcast to shoot after this. So we've shot, this is our 3rd podcast shooting today. I shot one by myself, one with Big John, and now one with Modified Frankie. And it just, it's a grind, right? This is a grind, and I absolutely love it. And thank you for pushing me to shoot this podcast. Everyone that's listening to this podcast right now, the last 4 podcasts you've listened to, or last 3 4 in total, is because Frankie put her foot in my butt and said yo, no, we can't not leave it to California until we shoot podcasts, because you have people that expect these podcasts and get a lot of value and knowledge from them. I was like, no, you're right. I'm tripping. I'm being lazy. Which led me to talk about I shared in my solo podcast myself, where it's when things get hard, you can't fold, right? When things imagine if you would have said yes. We would have gone on our way to California.
But I knew that wasn't the right thing.
Yeah, and then when the Monday came around, or if this Friday comes around, I'm like, damn, babe, we don't have a podcast to shoot. Then it shows on the YouTube we haven't posted in 13 days. I'm like, damn, babe, now we got to rebuild and get the algorithm. It's just that domino effect of taking that easy way out. And it was cool for you to be my rock and yo, I get it, you're tired, but let's get this done.
It's a lot. At the end of the day, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's a full day of work for you with heavy to modified coaching. And then it's a group Zoom call. And then it's back to back to back to back podcast.
And then you pack. So no one can see this right now, but I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 5 luggages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 luggages, and a total of 9 bags ready to go because we're gonna be dipping for 18 days. California, got my godson's spooky party, then Puerto Vallarta. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun. This is the first vacation in a long time. I'm very excited. And also too, I decided that I let everyone know I was gonna do Zoom calls up until we leave, and then the rest of the week is off, and then I'm gonna do Zoom calls once we return back to town. We're still
gonna work a little bit though.
No, we're still gonna work, but I do now something, and I hope someone, anyone out there is listening that's a business owner or starting a business, and you know has their loved ones or whatever helping them. I want you to kind of like hear this out, whether you're male or female. You always have to make time for the person you love. You don't ever want to forget to do that, because I've done that I did that for a while, and it started to rub her the wrong way. I've took it in where now if I were to work while we're on vacation, she wouldn't say anything because she knows it's a grind. But I know that I need to give her that time by herself. So then when I come back and we double down working, it makes it smoother. But then we had our alone time. You know what I mean? And like you wouldn't get mad. I know for sure it wouldn't be a thing. But I have to be able to read you like you read me, and know that even though you're expecting me to work when I say I'm not working, and know it makes you feel good, like I have them to myself, or we have each other to ourselves. And so if you're out there and you're starting a business and you're at that grind, fucking grind your ass off, but don't forget to take a couple hours of the week to just like go do something with the person that loves you, that's supporting you, because you don't want to be like that. I'm not saying that you have to go on a date every single minute of the day and every single week and for 5 hours be gone.
But
no,
it could
but
be like
it could be a
meal
together, share a show
home
together,
or whatever.
Yeah,
but it's just me and you.
Yeah, and that's it. We're chilling. Like, and I don't count podcasts as us chilling. This is what we do for a living. This is work, but this is also us having. It's alone time, but it's also work. And yeah, so like I decided, and honestly, shout out to all my clients. They didn't bat an eyelash that I was gonna miss 3 days this week, 3 days next week. Like, didn't say anything. They're just cool. If I get a Zoom call, if not, I'll talk to you the following week. And it's really cool. And the reason why I feel that they don't give a hard time is I never miss. Right. And if I were to be a bad online coach and like miss all the time, and I do show up late, but everyone knows I show up late. I show up 2 minutes late, but then they get two or 3 minutes longer of a call.
You just talk a lot.
I just talk. Well, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's not just like oh, cool, you did a check-in. Cool. I'm proud of you. Talk to you later. Bye. Like, no, it's like figuring out where we're at. Everyone's so different, you know?
And all of them are winning right now.
So yeah. So today we had
Connor's body.
Oh, Connor looks insane.
Yeah.
And Raymundo too, looking killer.
I have a soft spot for Connor.
Connor's dope. Connor's overcame a lot of battles and trials and tribulations, and I had a really good Zoom call with him today, and he was like, "Man, the second time you brought a tear to my," and I was like, "But you know, it's you need to hear it."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know Connor's upbringing, right? I don't know his upbringing and what he's been through. Maybe no one's told him that he's doing good. Right? There's some people that haven't been told they're doing good, or been a pat on the back that, yo, like, I see you winning. Like, I see you working. Maybe you're not there yet, but you're working. Like, not everyone has a luxury of having that. Not everyone has a luxury of like I have when I come home and I have a long day and you're like, babe, you're killing it. I know you're stressed right now, but look, you're going to get it done because you that's what you do.
Yeah.
Some people don't come home to that. Some people come home to, why are you home late? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like, nagging, like. And I also grew up getting
feeling like
crazy.
they're just not good enough.
Yeah, or feeling like you're not good enough. So, you know, sometimes, you know, you have to, I take it back. I don't have to do anything. Sometimes when you see someone work, not sometimes, when you see someone working hard, shout them out. Mm-hmm. Give them a pat on the back. Tell them you see them working. If you see someone in the gym that you've seen for the last couple of weeks and they're grinding, they're pushing, they're sweating, they're showing up for themselves, go up to them like, yo, I see you working. Like, it's motivating. Mm-hmm. Because you don't know if that person needs to hear it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know if that person needs to get a compliment. There are so many people that don't get compliments every single day. Like, we have to offer forever for anything they do. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's like, be that person and give them a compliment. You see some sick shoes, like, bro, those shoes are sick. Hey, girl, those shoes are sick, girl. Oh. Queen. You know what I mean? Like, be that person. Like, you never know who needs to hear it.
Yeah.
Right? And so many people work their ass off and really don't get, you know, noticed for it. And I refuse to be that. If I see someone winning, I love every single person on that stage who won, who beat me. I'm happy for them. I'm winning. Because I feel that if I was not generally happy for them taking first place, outworking me on that stage to the judges, then I'm blocking out any blessings that I have coming forward because I'm showing that I don't want to win.
You're a bigger person than me.
Chill, don't call me fat.
No, but I did have a conversation with your mom, like right after the show, because she took me to the grocery store.
Uh-huh.
And I told her, like, she read my vibe, right? Because I was like, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I'm being petty. I am sour. I'm all of the bad things right now, and I can't mask it. Because I was telling her, like, from one perspective, like, I am individually proud of every single person that stepped on that stage, whether it was a transformation class or the bodybuilding,
just
or the
anyone in
physique,
general.
whatever. Like, that takes so much fucking work. So I was happy and proud for everyone, but that was unfair.
Is what it is. It's like, remember, I stepped on stage to let 3 people or 4 people, I'm not sure how many people, so Brian can see, or 5 people judge my physique on what they felt was good enough, and that's just, you have to be okay. That's like me asking, like, hey everyone, is my podcast good? And you have a audience of 10 people, and 6 of them say your podcast sucked, but other people say you're good. Like, you got to be okay with it. Like, I chose to get on stage. And I get where you're coming from, because you're like your mama bear. Like, you're the protector. Like, you're gonna be like, oh, like, that's mine. You don't. Oh, he's perfect. Like, and I get that, but at the end of the day,
I didn't see it from he's perfect. He deserves to be number one because he's my boyfriend.
no, you seen all the work that it was.
I saw it for physique. I saw it for what it was.
Well, we'll come back with no skin. We'll see how it goes.
I'll throw hands. I'll just watch.
I almost threw hands at the event. We'll say that for a whole nother podcast.
Oh, actually,
Yeah, that's a
solo.
That's a solo podcast. That was interesting, so I won't bring that up. But anyways, so yeah, so I want to ask you, because we got back into more talking about me and this damn show again. We were trying to sort of refrain from that, but I want to ask you something, because I think like you sharing your insight on this would be really not eye opening, but really impactful for the ladies listening right now, and for the guys listening. Sorry,
whatever you identify as.
Whatever, yeah, exactly. Why you set me up for that?
No, what did you say? I identify as a knife.
Okay, there's so much more of a backstory that I cannot share. But like, I want to know, like, what are your thoughts on us trying to get pregnant since 2018? Like, has it affected you at all, or has it just? Is it been, because I know I'm so nonchalant about it. Like, I'm like, when it happens, it happens. When God says it is, like. How have like you been? Is it annoying, or does it come in waves? Like, I just want to know.
It's in waves, but it's been consuming.
Yeah, it's been consuming.
Because, well, when we first started dating, remember I told you, hey, like, there's a chance that it might be really hard for me to get pregnant because even though my mom has 6 kids, like, she has a tilted uterus, and they said potentially I could have it too. So I was scared about that. And you told me.
First off, when we first started dating, girl, I wasn't trying to have no kid.
I know that, but we were starting to get serious. But I thought it was really cute. You're like, I don't care. He's like, well, if we can't have a kid, we can go get IVF, and if that doesn't work, he's like, we can just do adoption. And you're just there for me. I thought that was really cute. But what now, like the last year or so, it hasn't been as hard because I think I've been so focused on helping you grow the brand that it takes away from me hyper focusing on not getting pregnant. But the first, I'll say 3 years, it was just consuming because.
Well, we had grandpas being sick.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, then I know you were like, oh, we want our kid to see your grandpa. So and I feel like it's a lot of stress on your shoulders when something is not that you control. It's not that you can't control that.
And
you know
I
what
felt
I mean?
like responsible. Like it's my fault.
Yeah. I figured you're gonna say that, and the reason why I brought that up so you can say that is because I know there's probably girls out there that feel the same way, but that stuff's out of your control. Like in something that we focus on in the Heavy to Modify brand is focusing on the things you can control and not focusing on the things you can't control.
Yeah,
because there's a million things you out there you can control, and there's also a million things you can't control. But the ones you can't control, you got to put in the back burner. You just gotta let it be. Right, you gotta let
now I'm in that
fly its course.
mindset, but then it was nuts because I would think, okay, as a woman, this should be something that comes natural. It shouldn't be something that I have to work so hard for. Again, we had no business having a baby at that weight,
But it was,
But then when I
why
got
me?
the surgery, I thought, okay, doctor said that as soon as I lose a certain amount of weight, you're so fertile by like 6 months. You have to be careful because you'll get pregnant like the second month, blah, blah, blah. And I was so excited, even though it was going to be bad for my health. I was so excited. 6 months passed, nothing. A year passed, nothing. And then I would see like the shows like My 600-Pound Life, and like the girls didn't even know they were pregnant, and happy for them. But I was bitter about it because I'm like, how, like, I thought it was me losing weight that was going to fix everything. But then I see, you know, people that are 2 times my highest weight getting pregnant, not even trying. And it made me bitter because even there was some people in our family that would, you know, get pregnant and have baby showers. And I remember one time I told you, like, I can't go because I feel bad that I have bad energy when it's a happy moment. And I don't want to bring my energy towards that because I genuinely could not be happy for someone else that time.
I can see that it's like really stressful on a girl, especially that, you know, that's I guess in a way you're raised to want to have a kid, I guess, or like, you know, that's what
I've always wanted to be a mom.
Always want to be a mom, yeah. So I mean, by the way, we're gonna go get everything checked out, and we're gonna keep everyone updated with that. I just brought that up because I know you were gonna say that, and I know how impactful it is to hear you talk about that. Because someone could be listening right now that's been trying or feeling less than because they can't. And I'm gonna tell you right now, from a male side, if the person that you're with is making you feel less than because you can't get pregnant, I would honestly, I would run now for the hills. At the end of the day, like, you can't control that, and I can't sit here and talk about practice, you know, what you control and push away what you can't control and let it go and blah, blah. And then I'm over here like, well, you can't get pregnant, bye, girl. Like, you know what I mean? I just don't believe in that.
You're broken.
Yeah, you're broken later, dude. You know what I mean? So that's why I want to bring that up. And I feel it's a good way to kind of end this podcast as we wrap into our last podcast we're going to shoot of the night before we head out to California. Is that, you know, at the end of the day, things are going to happen for a reason. Things are going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Things are going to happen on your time. Whether it be weight loss, whether it be having a successful business, a brand, a successful relationship, it's going to just happen when it happens. Obviously, there's certain things you could do and work you could put in to get it done and to make sure you're taking the right steps, focus on your health, focusing on, you know, your inside and out. But at the same time, like, never feel less than because you have a disability or you have something that you can't control. You can't get pregnant right away or whatever it might be. Because at the end of the day, that's out of your control. And you need to focus on things you can control, like becoming the best version of yourself. Becoming the best version of yourself. You know, starting that business venture you want to do, starting that weight loss journey, helping that next person, you know, once you help yourself type of thing. And I feel like things are going to fall into place. I really feel that things happen for a reason. And I feel like things happen for us, not to us. And like I said, we'll keep everyone updated with that. That was just, you know, this podcast. You just want to have a life update and kind of share what's going on.
And I'm really excited to see you be a dad.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be a dad. I'm excited to have the excuse of like, hey, babe, I can't go. Sorry, the babe's on my chest. Sorry.
I think you're gonna be
like
so
today when
hands-on.
when you're packing the bags. I was like, sorry, babe, I would love to help you pack the bags, but I gotta work.
I think I would have to like fight for time with my baby. Because
which one, me or the kid?
Actually, both.
Yeah, you know, one thing that I'm very excited for and I'm very proud of us for is losing weight so we can be a great example to our kids and they're not going to see 2 overweight parents. Right? And no disrespect to anyone that is overweight, but
it comes with limitations.
It becomes a limitation, you know, and I have so many people that hop on my program that just want to play with their kids for longer than 10, 15 minutes or go down the slide with them. So I'm happy that I'm not only giving my girlfriend the best version of myself, but I'm going to give my son or daughter the best version of myself whenever we have. All right, everyone. This is Modify Your Life Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And we got my co-host here, Modified Frankie from the block.
Period.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Guys and girls.
And while you watch this, we're going to be sitting
Oh, yeah. When you watch this video, it'll be important to be art.
rolling all the R's.